some of you may be wondering, what is the end goal of this series? What are we actually going to achieve? Well, the last episode, it kind of answered this question. We are going to war with Void. I think the end game of this series is going to be ultimately destroying Void. Something that's going to take a long time, it's something that's going to take a lot of effort, but it needs to be done. Void needs to be wiped from the face of this planet, and we also need to not open any more Pandora's boxes, because holy, this map is an absolute mess. I have just never seen so many. It's just a mess. There's nothing more I can say about that. So the plan for today's episode is I'm going to fix our mess. And we need to work on preparing ourselves to go to war with Void. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can do this. And I think the first one that I want to work on is immortality. You know, a small one. So if you enjoy any of today's episode, are excited to see us make somebody immortal, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. Let's get into things, and let's start by clearing up these dead bodies here. That would be nice. And in regards to our Void prisoner that we've got just chilling in our prison, I think what we're going to do is, because we're already going to be going to war with Void and we need some time to prepare and everything, I'm just going to release her, I think. I can't face having beef with Void at the moment in our current state. I think we need to give it a few episodes before we can properly declare war on them. And with that, we are also going to be destroying the rest of these Pandora's boxes. I don't think I ever want to see these again, unless it's in like a completely different situation, because holy, it's just not what I want to be dealing with, you know. I'm sending everybody out to go deal with the rest of the raiders as well, because I think they'll just end up going after all of my geothermal generators, all of my deep drills. And Wiggins has now released Frankie. Apparently she's escaping, but we did actually release her, so you know what? Congratulations, Wiggins. I'm proud of you. And Jezebel's going to get involved with this fight that's actively going on over here and third-party it. She's just scum of the earth, a third-party abuser. You just hate to see it, honestly. But this fight should be cleared up pretty easily with the rest of the raiders on the map as well. Definitely easy for us. You know, all we need to do is send in Benito. I mean, it's just instant death, practically. Crikey. It's just ridiculous. We can finally see Wiggins in action as well, which is always very nice as well. How powerful are you, Wiggins, with that big old hammer? Ultimately, not too bad. That was what, 2-hit kill? Not even a kill at that. Ooh, Wiggins, I thought you'd be more powerful than this. Yeah, no, Wiggins isn't even that strong. We gave her all this armor, we gave her that impressive weapon, but she's just not that good, honestly. She's been outran massively. And there we are. That is the last one dealt with over here with Benito celebrating our victory. Whew. We take a break now. We can take a small break. What I'm going to do is finish off every single downed colonist on the map. And then with that, I'm also going to then behead them all. Because in order to get the Immortalis serum, which makes people immortal, we need to get the heads of immortal people, put them in this very lovely wooden barrel, and ferment them like a fine wine. So we can have different ages and different strengths of Immortalis, from what I understand. So that'll be a job that someone will get around to just sort of eventually, I'd imagine. Now that Cacol has died, we need to refill her role as the Junkrat. As a reminder, the Junkrat is our equivalent of a moral guide, the person that should be guiding us in our day-to-day activities. You know, Cacol ultimately probably wasn't the right idea. If you sort by who is the best at social, very interestingly, it's actually Barry, our 94-year-old builder with some really cool sunglasses. That just works so well as well. Oh, perfect. We've got it. Junkrat Barry. Junkrat Barry. Why does it just sound so good as well? I don't know. A successful role change. Barry is no longer just Barry. He is Barry, our Junkrat. You know. He moves up in the tier list as well as how important I see the colonists. And Cole obviously is dead. R.I.P. Cole. So now power has come back on, we can go through how we're going to prepare for war with Void. Now the number one thing we need to do is bionics. We have a small amount of bionics stored up, and what we need to do is get them all applied to people. The only issue we're going to have with that is medicine, and that is going to be a thing that we're kind of working towards at the moment. We're growing some heal root in here, alongside some psychoid and stuff like that, so we will eventually be able to produce more and more medicine. The next thing we need to do is make people genetically better. This is another job that's ongoing at the moment and is reliant on basic materials in order to get started. These two things are going to be fairly big for getting this. I also have another project in mind, but not something I want to get into quite yet because we want to get the stuff that we've already got on done. And Hen 3 has apparently died because of a drug overdose. Sorry. That hen has not died of a drug overdose. That hen has been cremated. Died of drug overdose. Yeah, this is a pretty big drug, isn't it? Jesus. Right, okay, well, fair enough. Actually, look, there they are. Look, they're all drinking red wine. Chickens love red wine? Confirmed? Yeah, they're just getting absolutely wasted on red wine. And we have an opium addiction. It's been a while since we've seen this one. Rooster 4 has developed an addiction to opium. Ooh, that's probably why you're dead. What? Oh, God, this rooster is drunk on alcohol, high on yayo. He's an opium addict, and he's high on opium. Christ, I have never seen a rooster in that bad of a shape. Finally managed to pick ourselves up one of the biggest researches we'll have this series, hospital bed. An absolutely massive one. We can finally stop just using steel beds in a sterile room and have proper hospital beds. Huge. And we have a message from Void. They thanked us for cooperating with us. Yeah, no, I was only doing it just so you didn't absolutely obliterate me again. But, you know, that's no worries. I'll do my best. And Sam is now starting work on his finest special of wine, the Immortalis Extractor. So it requires 10 severed heads. Do we have more 10 severed heads anywhere? No, we do not. Yeah, 10 severed heads, I guess, to, you know, become Immortalis, which is the drug that needs to make people immortal. Okay, fair enough. It'll take us a while, but when we get there, it'll be nice. And Kakol has not come back as a immortal. Who'd have thought it, you know? I'm going to just bury Kakol now. I've been waiting and waiting just in case she might come back as an immortal person, but she's not. That is sad. Another one that we add to the graveyard. And the worst of the toxic fallout has settled. It has been... How many episodes we've had a toxic fallout? It's unbelievable. Apparently there is another one, 2 void toxic fallouts, so that's 1 gone. 1 fallout, toxic fallout over with, 1 left to go. The worst of the second toxic fallout has settled as well. We can finally go back to the map not looking like it's been absolutely covered in poo. Only thing I dislike about Rimworld is the toxic fallout gives the most awful filter on the map. Top 10 worst things of all time. And I've now actually finished off the hospital, and we have it looking absolutely bougie as anything. We've got our hospital beds, of course. We have intravenous drip stands, of course. Our nutrient paste strippers as well. The absolute good stuff. And our little drugs lab in the corner here that we're not going to get into quite yet. And we have a traitor. Barry! No! Barry is the traitor. I can't be having that. I'm sorry. I cannot be having that. Harry, come and RKO out of nowhere on Barry. That's a joke. I treated Barry like one of my own. I loved Barry with all my heart. And he's just going absolutely crazy with a cluster mine. Isn't that, I don't know, a war crime? Yeah, okay. I can't believe you've done this, Barry. Harry, capture him. I still want to keep Barry. I like Barry. He's a cool guy. Just, it just feels like I've been betrayed now. I'm just so upset. And we are finally getting the research for machining. Doesn't seem like a big one, but I'm telling you, in terms of recycling and getting more materials for people, this is quite a large one. And I also like the idea that we have the option to build a chainsaw here. And Benito, as much as I enjoy him having the plasma sword, I gotta give him a chainsaw, don't I? I just gotta give him a chainsaw. Okay, we now have access to our very first machining table. You know, we are only 170 days into the playthrough, and we are only just getting machining. You know, the small things. I've already queued up Shred Mechanoid, so we can recycle all the mechanoids that are currently on the map. Is there anything else in here that I might be interested in? Now, jackhammers or chainsaw arms for Benito. Obviously, we're gonna go for chainsaws because it's just perfect, isn't it? I think if we just have 1 chainsaw, but we do that until we get one of, like, really good quality, just so then we can really get the most out of it, that would be fantastic. And then that can be Benito's when we get it. Might also be quite interesting to, you know, make a few nuclear warheads. You know, potentially, I could be definitely tempted to go into the, you know, nuclear arms race. I could definitely. But otherwise, not too much quite yet. I'm sure we'll grab more soon. Okay, so we currently have a trader that's come in here. And we're going to buy a few things from them, mainly some medicine and some components. And what we're going to do in return is we're going to sell them a hell of a lot of things again and make ourselves some extra money. But interestingly, I've actually chosen to not sell them the majority of our Bionics. I think I'm still working on getting everybody installed with Bionics, so we're keeping a lot of them. So instead, we're going to be selling them 105,000 silver's worth of stuff and only getting ourselves a small 1,000 silver for it. Enjoy all that silver, my friends. We've had Mila put in for some surgeries as well, so she is now slightly improved. By slightly improved, I mean I've absolutely rammed her full of Bionics. Don't take that out of context. Jezebel is now just absolutely just cracked. Like, it's just ridiculous how good she is now. So this is going to be the kind of standard practice that we are going to have for the rest of the colonists. I'm going to ram in absolutely everything I can humanly possible into them and go from there. And very conveniently, despite us at the beginning of this episode saying that we're going to just brew a load of Mortalis, turns out we've just actually found some. Very nice. This nondescript white powder can be extracted from the brains of former immortals. Nice. So, from that, I guess we make Mortalis into other things, I assume. We can make something called a Mortalis crystal, which, I don't know, makes people immortal for a time being, I think. In order for that, we need some Luciferium, but the chances are we'll probably grab some. So in order to make a Mortalis crystal, we need 500 Mortalis. Jesus Christ. Okay, so so we are a slightly off. Okay, well, that's queued up. We'll eventually have somebody made immortal eventually. Another thing that I need to do is what gun should we give to Wolf? Now, Wolf is our 5-year-old child, and to think that she's this old, I just can't believe it. We look at her stats, she is a wolf person, she's depressed, she is psychically dull, and she's your average, you know, American elementary school child that just kind of, like, exists pre-school shooting. What gun do they have? Oh, some sort of rifle. Or is that a little bit too close to home? Jesus Christ. No, maybe not. I think this minigun suits Wolf. I don't know why. A 5-year-old with a minigun just fits. Just fits nicely. We've now also finally unlocked the next level of the mech tech stuff, allowing us to build the mech band antenna and summon in the War Queen. Sam, this is finally your time. Get on with it, and let's get started on the War Queen. Harry isn't going to be able to receive any more upgrades because we have just, like, totally ran out of medicine. So unfortunately, we're not making any because you've got no herbal medicine. The herbal medicine is being grown here. It's just going to be a while, unfortunately. And we have finally ran out of silver in the reinforcing of our Jezebel's silver dagger. Oh my. Oh my. Let's take it out and let's have a look at it. So it's just your basic average silver dagger, isn't it? Good quality, you know, not too bad. And then you look at it, it's got a melee damage per second of 21.74 and a melee armor penetration factor of 268%. Holy Jesus Christ. Absolutely ridiculous. Jezebel, come pick this up. So to show off the power of this knife, and very conveniently, Jezebel is dressed up as a Void member because that's basically how powerful she is now. How much damage will this do to this concrete wall? Not very much. Not very much at all, in fact. But I'd imagine it would probably do more damage to an actual person as a result of, like, the melee damage per second and everything. We have a wild person on the map here that's eating a dead body. Yeah, you know, the usual stuff. Jezebel, can you come and punish this lovely man, please? There we go. So Jezebel is in a fist fight with Ermin, and Ermin has already gone down. So in the blink of an eye, Jezebel has cut off his arm, has cut off his right shoulder, cut off one of his hands, and nearly destroyed another one of his hands. That is absolutely insane. Just finish him off. I mean, there's not much to keep keeping around, is there? So, it doesn't look very powerful against walls, funnily enough, but against people, this knife is ridiculous. I'm happy with that. That's fun, you know? That is what Rimworld is about, you know? Making something that isn't the best, just unbelievably good. Now that we've built the mech band antenna, I think it's only right that Sam summons the War Queen. Let's summon them. 1 War Queen, 5 Pikemen, 2 Scyther. Confirm. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The sort of raid that I reckon even Jezebel could do on her own. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to give her a go and see if that armor penetration factor is as good as I think it is. And the War Queen has arrived. Jezebel. With your small tolerance for alcohol, please can you maybe come out here and deal with this? And there she goes, Jezebel. She looks just like one of the member of Void that attacked us earlier in the series with a bottle of wine. Except Jezebel is even more dangerous. So, right, she one-hit kills the War Urchins. Good. She's is ridiculously good. 1-hit kills a pikeman. 1-hit kill another pikeman. Holy. Oh no. Okay. So she doesn't just damage them. She just cuts off limbs. That's all she's doing is cutting off their limbs. Oh my god. This is insanity. I cannot believe it. She's RKOing pikemen. I am unbelievably impressed. I have made a weapon so powerful that she hasn't taken any damage either. Bear that in mind, guys. She has not taken a single bit of damage yet. Holy. Okay, Jezebel, just take out the War Queen. I mean, this should be a piece of cake, right? Well, interestingly, no, this one isn't actually a piece of cake. It's actually taking Jezebel a decent amount of time to kill the War Queen. There's a reasonable amount of that damage not being done. I'm impressed. I am impressed, but the War Queen has been defeated. This was just too good. That's just too good. Power Focus chip has been studied and the High Mech Tech Research Project has been unlocked. Now started building our new growth vat facility. This is going to be for Frederica and Wolf, and that'll be about it, just to see if we can make them a little bit better, because at the moment, they're not the best. So once we've built the nutrient paste pipes, try saying that 3 times when you're drunk, but you can't. And then we can stuck in Wolf, I think we'll put in first, and then we'll put in Frederica when the other one's built. So Riku and Wolf have been put in the growth vats in hopes that they will actually be able to become good, because at the moment, that's not really happening. There's not much I can do with them in the growth vats from what I can tell, because I don't have anything particularly enabled for them, but I assume that because I've got all like the learning vats and everything equipped alongside it, then she should get pretty good anyway. I've now also built some large mech gestators as well, just so we can, like, I don't know, maybe build a couple of mechanoids for Sam and not have her just be slightly on the more useless side. And you know what? I think we have just about run out of time for today, and I'm going to call things here. Very, very exciting episode in terms of progress. I've also, in the meantime, as well, queued up another equipment reinforcer because Jezebel's knife is so good. That dagger is insane. Like, if you told me that this was the head of Void, I'd believe you. Like, that dagger, ridiculous. Could maybe be a little bit more powerful, but we have completely run out of silver, so it's going to take some time before we can improve that anymore. Otherwise, progress has been fantastic. Research has been going extremely well because I've just let Benito go wild with it. I have not looked at what he's researched today. He's just done his little thing, and it's been going fantastic. The plan for next episode is going to be just to continue with giving people bionics. I think I'm going to start working on maybe improving some other people's weapons and going into the mechanoid stuff a little bit further with Sam. So, if you have enjoyed today's episode and are excited to see which weapon we make ridiculously overpowered next time, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.